Imagine standing in the freezing stillness of a North American forest. A gunshot rings out, echoing through the pines. For generations, we believed that sound meant one thing to the wild: run. But thousands of hours of recently decoded trail camera footage have revealed a terrifying truth. Miles away, massive apex predators aren't running for their lives. They are stopping, turning, and walking directly toward the gunfire. They are answering a dinner bell. For years, hunters thought their carefully hidden deer traps and bait stations were just being scavenged by hungry, primitive animals. But the data shows something far more disturbing. Bears have figured out exactly how we hunt, and they are using our own traps to hunt us. Every single autumn, hunters pour roughly $3 billion into deer attractants, metal traps, and automated digital feeders. Without meaning to, we have built the most nutrient-dense, perfectly organized feeding network for carnivores in the history of the planet. And the bears are watching. In 2022, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources quietly ran a massive surveillance study, 6. They wanted to know exactly what was happening at these bait stations in the dead of night. What the cameras captured shattered our traditional understanding of the wilderness. Bears were dominating up to 60% of these human-made deer traps within 48 hours of placement. But the real shock wasn't that the bears were stealing the bait. It was how they were doing it. The footage proved these animals weren't just stumbling upon our sites by accident. They were tracking the tire treads of ATVs. They were listening for the exact mechanical whir of automated feeders. They weren't acting on blind instinct. They were learning our algorithms. To comprehend how a wild animal achieves this level of tactical thinking, you have to look inside its skull. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Zoology confirmed a startling biological reality. Bears possess the largest relative brain-to-body size ratio of any terrestrial carnivore on Earth. Biologists have spent decades probing the depths of bear cognition, discovering problem-solving skills and counting abilities that rival non-human primates. They possess a spatial memory so advanced they can remember the exact GPS coordinates of a high-calorie food source for up to 10 years. This immense processing power leads to a chilling behavior researchers call strategic waiting. When scientists placed wide-angle lenses in the forest, they caught something the hunters never saw. Massive bears were sitting just outside the human field of vision, perfectly still, waiting for the hunters to climb down from their blinds and leave. They weren't just reacting to the environment, they were analyzing human schedules. But if you think that's unsettling, what the cameras captured at 2 a.m. forces us to rewrite everything we know about animal intelligence. The bears aren't just adapting to our hunting grounds, they are teaching. Biologists call it vertical cultural transmission. Mother bears are using our $3 billion hunting infrastructure as a literal outdoor classroom. They are actively teaching their cubs the specific mechanical sequences required to bypass human-made latches. The cubs aren't learning how to hunt deer. They are learning how to hack human technology. This is not an isolated incident. It is a generational leap in intelligence. Because of our constant interference, we are artificially accelerating the cognitive development of an apex predator. We placed complex puzzles in the woods, we loaded them with calories, and we accidentally initiated an evolutionary arms race. The consequences of this shadow war are already unfolding. As wildlife managers try to outsmart the bears simply level up. In heavily hunted areas, tracking collars show bears completely altering their circadian rhythms. 4. They become absolute ghosts, shifting to a strictly nocturnal lifestyle the exact week hunting season opens and reverting back to normal the day it ends. The Interagency Grizzly Bear Committee has recently reported a terrifying spike in conflicts 7. Over 80% of human-bear encounters at hunting sites aren't random accidents. They happen because the bears are actively tracking human footprints and tire tracks to find deer kills. They have learned that where the two-legged creatures walk, blood is usually waiting. For centuries, we believed we were the undisputed masters of the forest. We thought we were outsmarting the wild, setting our traps and tracking our prey with unparalleled intelligence. But the trail cameras have finally revealed the inconvenient truth of the deer trap mystery. We weren't documenting primitive animal instinct. We were documenting a predatory intelligence we simply weren't sophisticated enough to recognize. When you step into the woods, you might think you're the hunter, but to the bears, you are just the bait.